how can you tell if you have a big serve? Well, if you can stand at the baseline and then hit the ball in the box and make it hit the fence on one bounce, there's a good chance you have a pretty nice serve. And I'm gonna teach you how to do this inside the 7-day serve challenge. And I wanna play a video for you right now that's right inside the course that basically shows you a drill that you can practice over and over again to eventually be able to come back to the baseline and be able to serve the ball in the box and hit the fence. So let's get started. And don't forget to sign up for the 7-day serve challenge by going to 7dayservechallenge.com, or you can go up in the card section here or in the description section. You can sign up for free. We're starting February 21st, and you get free 48-hour access to each
up this way. You don't have to go super hard in the beginning. Just get it doesn't even have to be hitting the ball that fast. It's just getting that feeling of that snap. You see that? I'm not particularly swinging that hard for my ability. It's very easy right off the gate to just start popping that thing. Just start popping that thing down into the box. And if you see the ball going down and high, you know you got it right. If you see the ball going low and long, you got it wrong. If it's going low and long, you got it wrong. Your ball should be going high, right off, right there. The key to having a really good serve is I always like to think of the serve like a whip. And so you see this basket right here. If I'm super close to it and I've got a whip in my hand, I go like this, I'm not gonna really crack the basket. The further I move away, now I can start to really crack the basket. It goes whoosh, as it hits the basket. Now, if you feel you have that going well, you can back up to the service line and try and do the same thing. Another thing I want you to think about, I just showed you the whip example, so I'm gonna give you the timing here. You've got to start thinking about cracking the whip pretty early into the motion. So I'm gonna basically call out when I think about the snap coming. So I'm coming here and whip. See that? I'm calling out whip well before I hit the tennis ball. And you can see when I do that, I'm crushing that serve. Here we go. I'm gonna go again, secret power source, and whip. Whoops. Gotta keep my head up. I had the whip, but I dropped the head so it went in the net. So keep the head up and whip. And you see we're hitting that fence. Another thing to hit even bigger serves is now I'm gonna give more emphasis from secret power source into the tilt. So I'm gonna focus also on the tilt. So that's the next thing. Once we start getting this going pretty well, I want you to think about the tilt. One other thing as you're up here, remember how we talked earlier in the week about the wrist being weak and loose, okay? So you want to pretend like the wrist is kind of like a cobra, it's getting ready to snap. So look at it this way, kind of make this type of shape in your hand and think about it really whipping. It's like curling in and then releasing, snapping, okay? Really striking the ball. That's how you're gonna get that feeling. And so you see I've got that here. I've got my cobra wrist ready. We're gonna have a couple of positions where we're really focused on the wrists. Certainly secret power source is one of them. You wanna be nice and relaxed up here, not holding the racket tight. Okay, so I'm gonna get here. Now I'm also gonna focus more on the tilt and see if I can get a bigger serve. More in that tilt and snap, okay? Really focus on the tilt, whip. And you can see already they're feeling better for me. Once you get that down, now you're gonna come back. If you have a blue line, you're gonna do it the blue line, and then next we're gonna go to the baseline. So that is your fence challenge. See how far back you can go and still hit the fence. So you can see I got the first two targets down. I can get the blue one easy. I think you guys know that. Now we're gonna go back to the baseline, see if we can also hit the fence with our serve. See if I can even hit it without jumping. So if you guys remember on day one, I went through 12 key serve fundamentals. And I think number 2 was the wrist. And I show you that Federer down here had the wrist nice and relaxed. So for some of you that are gonna go, well, I don't wanna do the Andy Roddick method. I mean, right now you pretty much have been learning the Andy Roddick method in our first couple of drills where he would just basically come here and right in the secret power source. A lot of players though, prefer to have some sort of rhythm down and then up. So if you prefer that, what I'm going to do is we're going to start out in that Key fundamental number 2, pretend that we're Roger Federer, being nice and loose here, and then we're gonna, as we go to toss, then we start to bend the legs. We're not even gonna jump yet, but you can see, look how I get more and more relaxed too. Look at how loose and relaxed the wrist is in this position. Take a look at that. And then you wanna barely be holding the racket, and also the lower you can hold it on the handle, you're using that handle as leverage, you're getting that pop. So you notice we're focused mostly on the arm today, right now. We're gonna incorporate the legs here in a second, but right now we're just gonna try that Roger Federer move, come here and whip that serve. Try it again, I gotta stay up, I gotta get more in the tilt. I'm gonna come here and whip, okay? And we can see right there, it's a cold day, guys. These balls are like rocks, which means they don't bounce much. It's about 37 degrees. And I'm on the ground, serving it in the box, hitting the fence, okay, with freezing cold balls. So that goes to show that if you do the fundamentals right, you can get nice pop on the ball.